And welcome to the Part-Time Nerd Podcast with me, your host, Alan. And joining me today is a very fresh-faced Mr. Fancy Francis. How you doing, buddy?
Squeaky clean.
There we go. So here we are. We're back. Doctor Who, Season 1, Episode 6, Dalek. Um, this one you see the Doctor's arch nemesis, his greatest enemy ever, that he thought was all gone, the Daleks. Um, what were some of your thoughts on this episode?
So whenever you first kind of figure out what the artifact is, which is the Dalek in this guy's bunker.
The guy's pet.
Yeah.
Henry Van Stanton, who owns the internet.
Yeah. So many. I feel like just so many bad, like cheesy, goofy lines in this episode.
So bad.
Just so many. But I was like, oh yeah, this is how you get introduced to the Dalek. The Dalek, because like you wait. I mean, I guess. And I feel like you can kind of tell that you're going to see a Dalek, you know?
Right.
So I kind of forgot about this episode, honestly.
Okay.
So kind of like rewatching it, I was like, oh yeah, like especially whenever the Doctor is looking at all the cases of all like the aliens and stuff.
Right.
Like I can't remember if he actually named it, but the robot looking guy. The head?
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah.
Anyway, so it was just interesting. I think it's a good setup episode to kind of introduce you to some characters that you're going to see.
Yeah, so you get you find out kind of what happened. You know, the Time Lords, the Daleks. You find out about the Great Time War, how the Doctor thought he was the only one left, but there's this one Dalek that's left. They show up in a museum. Is how this whole episode starts off. He's in an alien museum in the year 2012 in Utah, 53 floors below the ground.
Yeah.
And that's where they run into the Henry Van Stanton, the guy who owns the internet, who's just so he owns the internet, so he basically controls everything. He's ready to get rid of the president that they have, and he's like, "Oh, what should we get?" And this lady that's like his assistant's like, "Oh, we should get a Democrat." He's like, "Why?" She's like, "Because they're funny." He's like, "Yeah, they are. They're funny. Let's do that." This other guy, he's tired of him, so he's like, "Just get rid of him, wipe his mind, and drop him somewhere." Like, I think it was all like cities that start with like an S or something like that. Or,
I think something like that.
Yeah, it's like St. Louis, Santa Barbara, whatever, something that starts with an S. And then that's when you've got this vicious like face off between the Doctor and him, like when they meet, and it's just a very awkward interaction between the two of them where they're basically trying to, I don't know, prove who has a bigger penis, I guess. And like he finds out that the Doctor's really an alien, to which he just locks him up because that's what he does with aliens.
Yeah.
And he's got the Dalek that's a pet, and he wants the Doctor to talk to him, and that's when the Doctor loses his ass. Like throughout every episode so far, he's been very calm, cool, collect, no matter what's been going on. But when he sees that Dalek, it was like, holy hell, dude! Like he completely lost it. Flashbacks, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and then he kind of explains why, though. You know,
right. Yeah,
the Great War.
The Great War, and all the Daleks do is bring death and destruction and all of this stuff. And then you've got Rose, who goes off with this other guy named Adam, who's just kind of like the head of all the alien tech, I guess. He's the guy who figures out what all this stuff is, essentially.
Seems like he does a bad job at that.
So far, yeah. He's got some things he's figured out, but yeah, there's a lot of things he just didn't know anything about. And you can instantly tell, like, Rose is like, "Hey, how you doing?" Like, she's very much into him, and you can tell he's into her, obviously. I mean, he's locked below 53 floors, underground. I'm sure he doesn't see a lot of women down there, right?
Yeah.
And Rose has been with the 900-year-old Doctor here lately. So she's on the rebound, because her and Mickey are donezo now. So she's like, "Hey, how you doing?"
Yeah, don't waste any time.
None whatsoever.
No
But
remorse.
yeah, and then from there, it just kinda gets weird, like, she goes to see the Dalek, and she touches him, and he, like, takes her energy or something like that, and feels a connection to her, and can feel empathy and all of her feelings, and so that's just very weird,
Yeah.
and then they're running away, and they're running upstairs, and they're like, "Ha ha, you can't go upstairs, you're stuck," and he's just like, "No, I can hover, I can fly," like, I think you would have known better, especially because at this point in time, you've already heard the doctor talking about how you just need to murder them because they're death machines, and you would think stairs is the way to defeat it. Like,
Yeah,
come on,
I mean, it only make yeah, obviously, a few stairs, they're done.
they're done, they're done. That's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then from there, it's just I don't. This episode was really weird because you've got the Daleks killing essentially everybody, and the doctor's telling them how they need to kill him, and they're arguing back and forth, and then, like, at one point in time, he ditches Rose because she doesn't get out in time, but
Oh, yeah, he's just like, "Peace." Yeah, like
it's yeah, just which you could tell he was very conflicted about, right? He was trying to let her, but at the same time, it's like he knows what the Daleks can do,
he definitely
so
prioritized himself.
well, he was already out of there at that point in time.
Yeah, but
Uh,
he was just like, I mean, he coulda closed the door, or he
well,
could have kept the door open.
yeah, and the door got closed for
Yeah,
sure,
and he was like,
but
"Let's just close this door."
yeah. And then you just have this whole thing where the Daleks and just the whole interaction between the Doctor and the Dalek at the end was just very it was awkward. Like, just the
Yeah.
whole thing was and the Doc's like, "I just wanna feel the sunlight," and then he kills himself, or I I don't it was
I think
very
there's a
strange.
yeah, there's definitely a reason why I think I forgot about this episode because, like, it's just so odd, and I feel like a lot happens that doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, you find out about the history, I like that.
Yeah.
Um, you get to see a different side of the Doctor, I like that. It's just I don't know, it was just a very odd episode.
Yeah.
Um,
But the one-liners were just on point.
just nonstop, like, it's
Eh, for
I
a guy
almost
that
felt like go ahead.
for the guy that owns the internet, man, he's terrible. Like, he doesn't know any
I was
he's
just
like,
waiting for him to start saying "bazinga" at one point in time, like
"Got him!" Like, just, like, starts talking in meme or something.
it was very odd, and then, like, at the end so, this is what I didn't get. So, he owns the internet, and he's rich and everything, but the lady's the one who gets rid of him, like, his assistant is like, "Get rid of him, wipe his mind, drop him off somewhere that starts with the letter G," or something like that, I don't know, but I was like, "Wait a minute, but he's still" and she's the rich one here who's in charge.
Well, I looked at it as, like, everybody is tired of his ass, so
Oh,
they're
yeah,
like
no, 100%.
especially by that point, so they're all like, "Ah, she seems cool. I guess we'll start working for her now." But it's
Basically,
not
yeah.
like money works that way.
No, like, how is she gonna I mean, I'm sure he's got a bunch of stamps around where she could just forge a signature with the stamps and make
Yeah.
it all legal and whatever, but yeah, no, that was crazy. Um, and then you get Adam, who joins them. Like, they're like, "Okay, we gotta go," and he's like, "Hey, they're getting ready to self-destruct this place. They're gonna fill it up with cement or something like that. We gotta go." They're like, "Yeah, no, let's go." And he's like, "What?" And, like, even the doctor makes a comment. She's like, "Well, is he coming with you?" He's like, "Well, I noticed you fancied him." Like, and she's like, "Huh?" He's like, "Well, he's not. He's easy on the eyes." "Well, I didn't even notice." "Sure you didn't. Sure you
Okay.
didn't. Come on, everybody noticed."
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, so you've got Adam. He joins them. So now you've got a new person who's joining them. So we'll see what that dynamic's like. I mean, he seems like he's a smart kid, right? He's got a good head on his shoulders.
Yeah.
We'll see where it goes from there. But yeah, it was just all in all, it was a this episode kind of missed the mark for me just because it was just so I don't know. It was my least favorite of the episodes for sure so far.
Yeah, I agree with that. Um, they it's a necessary episode in the sense of getting the history and meeting the Dalek, but it's like at the same time you could have just done all of it different. Like
It could, yeah,
make it just not almost hard to get through, especially out of all the episodes where what we've seen so far, it's been crazy, entertaining, weird, off the wall, strange stuff. But this one, it's just like it almost felt like a filler episode, but still information that you need.
right, yeah, and it was
So
like I said, it was all in all okay, but definitely my least favorite of the 6 we've watched so far. Um, it just I don't know, there was just a lot of things that just felt weird and off about this one, and at the end of the day, I'm just kinda left there sitting there going, "Huh."
yeah,
And a couple times I'm watching and I'm like, "What the am I watching?" But not in a good way, right? Like, the episode with the that we just went through the arc with the aliens, right? And you've got the pig that's running around. And I'm watching that. And I'm like, what the am I watching? But that was in a good way, right? This
yep,
was like a what the am I watching? Like I don't understand what is going on. This is just all very weird and awkward and just I don't know.
yeah. It's a lot of why to
Yeah,
me. Like, why would you do this? Like, why? There was, I think, potential with it, but just I don't know. I
yeah. I mean,
I don't know.
for me, like I said, for me, this one missed, but it's not stopping me. Like I'm gonna keep going forward. You
Oh
know,
yeah.
I just you guess every episode can't be a banger. That's all
Oh,
there is to it.
for
You
sure.
know, you're gonna have a few stinkers. I think this is that one. This is that. Okay, we got a stinker. Okay, let's get this one out of the way and let's jump into the next couple. I'm excited to see where they go next. What happens? The dynamic with Adam, how that's going to work out, and especially with the doctor because the doctor is very much an alpha male, and he doesn't have any time for anybody's shenanigans. Like don't question him. Don't anything. If he's going to tell you what to do and you do it and you say, yeah, yes, doctor.
Yep.
So we'll
I
we'll
was
see what
I
that's like.
I was so excited to be watching these again that like I got a doormat, a Doctor Who doormat.
Oh,
Like
nice.
that's how I was like, oh man, I forgot how great these are. And yeah, it's just like of the TARDIS, and it says it's
Okay,
bigger on the inside.
nice. That's awesome. But yeah, I'm definitely enjoying it. Having fun. We got a stinker. It's gonna happen. That's all there is
Yep.
to it. I'm looking forward to the next episode. Move on to episode number 7, and just keep going from there. I mean, we've got 47 seasons of this or whatever there is. Um, it's gonna be fun. So, you got anything else on this one?
Nope.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like, share, comment, follow, subscribe, all that fun stuff. If there's anything you want us to watch, shoot us over an email, parttimenerdpodcast.com. And if there's anything that we missed about this episode, or give me some of your thoughts. You're a lifelong Doctor Who fan and you really enjoyed this episode. Maybe I missed something. Tell me what it is I missed. But definitely love listening to you guys and getting your feedback. Definitely appreciate it. We'll talk to you guys later.